Hi, it's Jackie here from the LGFA, and we're on a call today looking ahead to some key club championship matches coming up next weekend. We've had a raft of county finals in recent times, and we think it's a good time to get stuck into some chat about what lies in store in the provinces. So I'm delighted to be joined on the top left hand side of my screen by Cathy Carey from St Ergnat's Moneyglass in Antrim, TG4 All Ireland Junior Championship winning captain. Cathy, how are you?
Good, yeah.
Good,
Doing
good,
well
good,
now.
good. We'll get into that in a little more detail as well. Bottom left-hand side of my screen is Michelle McGrath from Ballymacarbry in Waterford, who former Waterford captain as well, of course, who's been causing some waves down south. So we'll have a little chat about that as well very soon. And Grace Clifford from Kildare, captain of the county team from Eadestown, who are in a Leinster senior semi-final against Tinahely from Wicklow next Sunday. And some breaking news through from Leinster LGFA. You can watch that game live on a subscription service, so if you can't make it to the game, but hopefully you can make it to the game, you can tune in and watch it online. Cathy, how has life been since you were running around at about, I say it must have been about 30 or 31 degrees Celsius up in Armagh that day? God, it was hot, it was hot, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, good. We had a wee bit of time to celebrate, and then it was knuckling down again for the club championship, I suppose. So, yeah, it's all going well so far. So, another big one to get over on Sunday.
Yeah, so I suppose looking from the outside in, this bunch that you have at club level, very decent evolving bunch in recent times, Cathy. And is there a good sense within the club that, obviously coming out of Antrim, that you can do something big in the province now, perhaps?
Yeah, I think last year winning Antrim was massive for us, and then getting over the first round Ulster was pretty big, and then Bredagh were just that step too far last year. But the only thing we could really do was learn from it. Girls are a year older. We're still young. I bring the average age up a fair wee bit, but the girls are very, very young. So another year developing, growing didn't do any harm. But in saying that, there, Bredagh are still a big force. I know we all have to say that there, but we know kind of the task that's ahead of us. So yeah, it'll be a big one. They were close last year, so I'd say they're biting at the bit again this year.
They did go close. Look, Donegal won the replay in the end, but before we started the call, we were chatting, and Bredagh did have their chances in that drawn game. The Cat team could probably count themselves unfortunate not to have won it.
Yeah, I would have said so last year. But then again, Donegal have 3 years, massive experience. So as much as I'm sure Bredagh are kicking themselves, Donegal knew what to do at that stage, I suppose. And they've probably been in the boiling pot that got there before. So it was actually a really good final. I watched it. And either of them could have won it, and either of them would have been really disappointed to get beat that kind of game. So they both had chances.
Okay, I wish you well, Cathy, and you never know, we might have you back on for another chat over the coming
I hope.
weeks. I'll go into plan. Michelle McGrath, how are you?
I'm good, Jackie. How are you?
You're in your workspace at the moment, as we can see. How are things
I
going for you?
am, yeah. What's your grand? Busy, but sure, fine.
Good, good. He caused a little stir there recently against none other than Mourneabbey, who have been obviously going great guns in recent years, pre-COVID, and obviously got to another final
Yeah,
against Kildare and Clonberne. So tell me, how did that come about? What was the secret to finally getting one over on them?
I know, yeah. I suppose, look, they beat us, I think it was by 16 points last year, and we know we didn't do ourselves justice on that day. Now, in fairness, we had battles previous years to that as well, but the game plan for Mourneabbey was basically don't let them get their quick goals. We knew that from previous games they played, they got a lot of their goals very early on in the first half and second half. So um, it was just the next game for us, but that was the game plan for the first 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the first half and second half. We were like, look, we need to defend. We can't let them get the upper hand or get the goals. We all know once Mourneabbey get their goals, they just drive on and there's no stopping them. And I suppose that's what did it for them last year against us in previous years. So that was the game plan. And luckily, we defended well for those 10 minutes and we kept doing it throughout the game, and we just got the upper hand and drove on with it. So yeah, it came out well for us in the end that day.
Very good. Anytime you talk there, I can hear this jangling noise. I think it's all those medals you have in your pocket. You have 23 county senior championship medals, Michelle, which is
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Um, to get into the province now again, and to go deep into a provincial championship, what would that mean to this group, having watched, the likes of Mourneabbey getting all the way to provincial success and All Ireland club success as well in recent times, and particularly for a club with Ballymac's tradition, Michelle?
Absolutely. I mean, I joined a panel back in 2000, and I think it was the actual last time Ballymac won a Munster final. So it was my first Munster medal and basically Ballymac's last Munster medal. I mean, Mourneabbey, to be honest, have been the monkey on our back for years. We've been trying, look, it's great to win county finals and to have that amount of medals, but it was always our goal to break Munster, to get into the Munster final and win that Munster championship and then drive on further as well. So knowing that we've beat Mourneabbey, and look, we're not taking it for granted. It's the monkey off the back, and we know we have another big challenge ahead of us on Saturday.
Very tough challenge, Michelle, and it can't be
Yeah,
underestimated. Just because you
not.
beat Mourneabbey now, you're up against Southern Gaels, who are a fair outfit.
Oh, absolutely. And we are under no illusions that we're not going to drive down there to Waterville on Saturday and just walk away with that game. We know we have a right challenge against Southern Gaels. And although, the monkey is off our back, we know we have a massive challenge against Southern Gaels on Saturday. And we're not under any illusions that we're going to walk it. We're quietly confident, but we're not complacent by no means at all.
Okay, it's a good way to be going in. Grace Clifford, how are you? You're joining us live from the sanctity of your front seat. How's life with you?
All good, can't complain.
Excellent. So Grace, you're up against Tinahely from Wicklow on Sunday in a Leinster semi-final, and obviously you look at the last four. Dunboyne were champions last year, they're gone. Fox Cab, who have been traditionally very strong in recent championships, obviously were knocked out of the Dublin Championship. They'll feel before their time. Is there a nice open feel about this last four, or how are you feeling about it?
Yeah, I suppose. We're really, as a group, I suppose we've been just trying to take it game by game. And kind of, our biggest thing for us was to get the first win in Leinster. We've won 4 senior championships in the last 5 years. Our first year we got to Leinster, and we were beaten fairly well by Sarsfields of Laois at the time. Then the following year that we won it was 2020, and we there was none because of COVID. So then last year we Foxrock Cab, which I suppose in hindsight, we only lost by 2 points, and maybe, there's a lot of regrets there after that. So obviously this year we were going back, and we wanted to obviously win our county again and win the county final again. That was, to get to the county final and win it was going to be huge. But really our long-term goal was to get that first win in Leinster, just to try to get a bit of momentum. And thank God we got over the line last Sunday, just about. We didn't make things too easy for ourselves against Portlaoise. But they're a brilliant side, and they've a lot of very well-known players, and they were brilliant, and they threw everything at us, and they were at home as well. So it was a great win for us. So now look, we're up against Tinahely, another unbelievable ladies football club, huge tradition there, some fantastic players, and they had a very successful Leinster intermediate campaign last year. One of my good friends is on the team, Jackie Kinch, so it's certainly going to be one hell of a battle. And look, Eadestown bring a huge following. We've a huge support in our parish. We're absolutely so blessed to have it. Equally, Tinahely are they'll be coming in their numbers on Sunday. So I think it's going to be a brilliant game. But I think the atmosphere and everything like that is going to be really exciting. So I think that's just our focus, is this week.
Yeah, so you touch on something brilliant there, Grace. Been at All Ireland club finals over the last few years. The crowds that attend the club games are phenomenal. What is it? Is it the pride in the parish? Is it the local interest? It seems to the club scene in recent times is just going great guns.
Yeah, for ourselves anyway, I don't know, there's just been huge buzz behind us, and it's been really fantastic. Our local primary school has really gotten involved as well, holding competitions and different things like that. Just to have mascots, they had a drawing competition, and that gained huge interest. We got a bus to the game on Sunday, and we had a huge fan base supporting us and waving us off to the game and stuff like that. So look, it's as always comes back to the volunteers, and that's what we have in Eadestown, just unbelievable people involved in the underage teams and the school that are just promoting the senior team, our team, and really pushing it. And everybody behind our club, everybody in our club is getting behind us. And I suppose because we're all local as well, like on my road alone that I live on, there's three or four of us who are on the team, the kind of way. So like people, neighbours on the team, so you kind of feel maybe they feel obliged to go support, and then they kind of go and they go, God, the standard's actually quite good, so then they keep coming. So but no, it's been fantastic, and there's a huge buzz there in our parish anyway, and I'm sure Tinahely's the same. It's just really exciting. It's look, it makes it all the sweeter really, and you just really want to go out and do your parish proud. It really puts it to the fore what club is about, and your home, and representing your neighbours and your family and friends.
And just to remind people as well that they can watch that game and indeed the other Leinster semi-final live on Sunday. Details on our website and also on Leinster LGFA website as well. Cathy, look, you're going to get back in with Antrim, I guess, soonish. Well, you hope it won't be for a little while just yet. But what did getting over the line in that TG Carey Junior Championship mean to you as a group? I know from seeing you on the day it was emotionally charged, and Emma in particular as well, your manager, was absolutely buzzing after it as well.
Yeah, I think the whole day kind of made it, like the replay obviously built its own kind of atmosphere. There was another big build-up. There's a build-up in the All-Ireland final anyway, and then there's an even bigger one because you're the only game kind of happening on that day. And because how close obviously went, like either team could have won that at the end of the first day, but I think it's more so far. I keep going back to kind of, as much as it's really nice to win the cup and have the whole accolade and everything, I think in order to build the county, you need to get up playing against better teams year on year, like and not just going up and going back down. So I think we could progress if we push on from where we finished off at in that All-Ireland final. So I think it's great to win it. It's brilliant to win it, but I think what it needs to be used for now is a building block, and try and push on and try and stay in intermediate, or see how far we can get in it, give it a good rattle, I suppose, and try and push through and give the younger girls in the county something to aim towards. That there are big days, you're playing against the big teams. And I suppose it creates a wee bit of, next year you'll be playing teams that we haven't played against in a number of years. There's a wee bit of variety there. Hopefully it gives a wee bit of extra hunger and extra bite to girls as well. I know it definitely has for me. Like you're kind of going back in, looking to play, looking to pit yourself against, see what everybody's like. So yeah, it'll be a massive step standard, but yeah, we just have to put in a big winter. Like you say, we'll probably be starting soon enough.
Oh, good. So that you're confirming you'll be back, which is good to hear. Another season out of fair play. And come here to me. Are you tired at this time of year, Cathy, or does getting back in with the club give you kind of a fresh impetus and refresh you a little bit? Because it's been a long old slog for you this year.
It is, yeah, but you kind of, what you say, just getting back in the club, and club, because it's so close and you're maybe not traveling as far for training and stuff, it's just not as tiring. Maybe you're not away all day Sunday unless you have a challenge game or things like that there, but the kind of focus shifts. I think if you're still playing county up until this point, and it was still going on from November last year, whatever, that would be a lot tougher, that'd be longer. But as soon as you kind of finish up with county, then it's like, right, reset, go again, get yourself set up for club. And I think that every shift in focus means that it nearly kind of sets you up to go at it. So yeah, mentally and physically not too bad just yet. So good. I need to be going into Sunday, like, so are you not to be?
We'll keep an eye on your we'll keep a close eye on the progress. 4 good quarterfinals down for decision in Ulster at the weekend, Cathy. Michelle, I just want to ask you, and it kind of cropped up because I know I was talking, I think it was Aileen last year on the club front. What's it like being part of this Ballymac setup, in that I think it was 41 in a row that the club has won now, right? So obviously there's that kind of, next year it's going to be, they're going for 42 in a row, and if you're fortunate enough to win it next, it'll be 43 after that. Is that a pressure in itself that you don't want to be the team that doesn't win it, if you kind of see where I'm coming from in a way? Does that bring its own kind of pressure, or do you embrace that challenge year on year to just start, keep this phenomenal record going?
No, it definitely does affect us and kind of impacts the games a small bit. Like, like you said, the record is there, 40 in a row, 41 in a row, and like that, like you have this inkling, that you're saying, Jesus, what if we're the team now this year that we lose this game, that kind of way, and everything will be forgotten and it'll just be remembered as the team who knocked Ballymac off, that kind of way. So it is always there. And look, and then people from being at the matches in previous years, they've seen it. Like, we've had great tough battles with Comer Rangers in the county final last year and the year before. And I just remember we kind of had a gathering in the community centre after achieving 40 in a row, and the senior players from previous years like Anya Wall were there, and Siobhan O'Ryan and Rebecca Hallahan. And we were just all outside chatting, and they kind of said, look, you've done it, you've done the 40 in a row, the pressure's off, like next year now will be a different, go out there and play. And you didn't think much of it, like, but this year was very different. And I know we have different management in, but even just how we approached all our games this year was totally different. It was like that pressure was almost gone, and we weren't putting that pressure on ourselves. And even when we were playing against Comer Rangers, they got a quick goal in the first 5 minutes of the second half. And I know ourselves from previous years, we could have panicked and it kind of would have went a little bit wrong for us on the day. But I don't know what it was about this year that it's just, we didn't panic. We just got the ball, we went down and we started tipping away in our scores again. So we always had that inkling, and you'd be thinking about that, God, we don't want to be the team that loses it. But for some reason this year it was just different. And hopefully that kind of stigma with it is gone for us now, and we can just drive on and enjoy playing the games.
Yeah, that's a very good way of looking at it, to be fair. It brings a whole different perspective to it. It depends on your viewpoint with all of these things, Michelle, doesn't it? Whether you want to bring that pressure on yourself, whether you want to bring a little bit on it to make it competitive, or whether you want to deflect it all away. It really depends on your viewpoint.
Absolutely it does. And like I said, this year it just seemed to be different. And I suppose just talking to the girls when we were in the community centre, and they were just saying, that's it, the pressure should be gone off it. There should be no pressure now. Just go out and play it and enjoy it. And for some reason that has kind of filtered down through us all this year. And hopefully, look, we'll go as far as we can. But yeah.
You let the crew know that might be going for 50 in a row. You let them take that in over the next decade.
Exactly.
It's an incredible achievement. All jokes aside, incredible achievement. Yeah. And Grace, your good self, new management in Kildare, and I suppose when you look back at the season and you see what Laois did, like, God, you guys you're never that far away. Like, that's all. I mean, you must be optimistic again going into a new campaign. Obviously, look, all your focus now is on club at the moment, but how do you look back on the inter-county season and looking ahead to next year?
Yeah, look, obviously we've new management involved, but Diane actually was involved with us last year, so it's new.
That's right. Yeah.
Completely new. So look, I know I've been chatting with the girls and they're all really looking forward to it, and they're getting back going there soon. So they're all really looking forward to the next year. It was a mixed season last year. It's like, obviously it's great to see, a Leinster team going up into senior, because the intermediate Leinster has just been so competitive, and I think it's brilliant, for Leinster as well to have another team going up. And Laois are a brilliant side, and they have some fabulous players. But we've always been thereabouts at Laois. I think it's been a point in the difference between us in the last couple of meetings. We didn't actually play them last year, which is funny enough. But look, I suppose for us, winning Leinster was obviously a great achievement for us. We were delighted to have a little bit of silverware just to kind of mark the year. But we reflecting on our All-Ireland campaign and just being, honest, we would have been very disappointed with how that kind of panned out. We just didn't get going at all, and we learned a lot of lessons from that. But look, everything happens for a reason, and hopefully maybe 2023 be a little bit more positive. We know getting into Division 2, I think, is a huge thing for us. Getting out of that Division 3, just similar to what Cathy was saying there, you want to kind of climb the ladder and go up and, play, Division 3 is extremely competitive, but you kind of want to always be pitching yourself. And I think if we're realistic and we want to win All Ireland to be a senior team, I think you need to be in the higher levels as well in the league. So look, very positive. Like, our minors won the Leinster A final, and they, so there's an awful lot of success happening in the underage. A lot of work has gone in with the development side of things and our county board and everything like that. So hopefully a couple of those girls will filter through. Two of the girls are on my club team at the moment, so I definitely see the standard and the talent between them there. They're fabulous players, Ruth Sargent and Anya Myrna. So look, hopefully a couple of those girls will see them on the senior team with us in the next year or two. And if we've got those players filtering through, push us on, I think hopefully it'll all come together surely soon.
Good,
Please
good,
God.
good. Wish you well. Wish you well, Grace. Lads, you're very good to take the time to chat today, and I wish you well in your respective club games at the weekend. Cathy Carey from St Ergnat's Moneyglass in Antrim, Michelle McGrath, Ballymac, the famous Ballymac in Waterford, and Grace Clifford from Eadestown in County Kildare in the Leinster semi-final coming up for Eadestown. Ladies, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.